Okay, 7.3, day 3, we are dividing rational expressions. Rational expressions are fractions. So before we do it with algebra, let's do it with normal fractions. If we do 6/5 divided by 3/7, most of you have learned that we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. So it'll be 6/5, and then instead of dividing by 3/7, we will multiply by the reciprocal, so 7/3. Okay. And then you can get your answer. You can simplify it or you can cross cancel. You can do something like that, but we're going to get something like that. What does that go down to? 14/5. Okay, so let's try this with algebra now. Okay, we're going to divide the rational expressions. Okay. So when you start these, we're going to factor like normal. The first one is already factored for me, so that works out well. Since we are dividing, I want to change it to time so I can cancel it. And then this fraction here, I'm going to change the reciprocal. Okay, once it's a multiplication problem, you can then cancel like normal. So I can cancel the x plus 2 with the x plus 2. Looks like everything else is going to stay. So my final answer, I have the 2x at the numerator, the x plus 5, and at the bottom, I still have the 5 and the x plus 3. And this is my final answer. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on the next one, but we are going to have to factor as we go. Okay, so I'm just going to start with the first fraction because I can do that like normal. This is 4x plus 12. I can take out the 4. So 4 times x, 4 times 3 over 5. Since this is a division problem, I want to change it to multiplication. But to do that, I need to change this to the reciprocal. So now the 3 is at the top and the x plus 3 is at the bottom. Okay, now that it's a multiplication problem, I can look for common factors. And then see what's left. So on the numerator, I have 4 times 3 is 12. And in the denominator, I have a 5. So my answer is 12/5. Okay, let's try C. Okay, I'm going to start with the first fraction. I have x squared minus 4. There's no common factor, but I know that that is x plus 2 times x minus 2. And the denominator is a 3. Since I am dividing, I want to change it to multiplication, and then I'm going to use the reciprocal. So now the x plus 3 is at the top. I'm going to go ahead and factor the x squared plus 5x plus 6 at the same time. So that's x times x to get 6. 3 times 2 to add up to 5, positive, positive. Let's see what cancels. 1 here, 1 here. So I am left with x minus 2 in the numerator, and then I have a 3 in the denominator. Okay, let's look at D. First fraction. I have x squared and 3x, so I'm going to take out the x. X times x, x times 3. In the denominator, I have x squared minus 1. There's no common factor, but I know that this is x plus 1 times x minus 1. Since this is division, I will change it to multiplication, but then I do need to do the reciprocal. So now the x plus 1 is at the top, and the x plus 3 is at the bottom. Once it's a multiplication problem, we will see if there are any factors that cancel. I have this one, x plus 1s. So I am left with x over x minus 1. Okay, let's look at E. First fraction. X plus 4 looks good. X looks good. Since I am dividing, I want to change it to multiplication, but then I need to do the reciprocal of this fraction. So now the x to the third is at the top. The x to the third plus 64 is in the denominator, but I'm going to factor that. That is a sum of cubes. So that's x cubed plus 4 cubed. So it's going to be x plus 4. Then what do I have? X squared. There should be a minus sign next. If I do x times 4, I get 4x. If If I do 4 times 4, I get 16. Okay, now that it's a multiplication problem, I can cancel any common factors. So x plus 4 cancels with x plus 4. The x cubed over x will also simplify. If I have x cubed over x, I can cancel out the x. If I cancel out an x here, this is going to go down to x to the second. And then the numerator, I still have the x squared minus 4x plus 16. Okay, let's look at f. I have x to the fifth over 3. Since I am dividing, I will change it to multiplication, and I will make it a reciprocal. So the 7x plus 35 is at the top. 7 and 35 can both divide by 7. So 7 times x, 7 times 5. The x squared plus 56 is now at the bottom. X squared and 5x both have an x. So x times x, x times 5. Okay, let's cancel that out. Okay, in the numerator, I still have a 7. For the x's, I have x to the fifth over x, so I can cancel this x out. If I cancel the x out, then this is going to go down to x to the fourth. Okay, and then in the denominator now, the only thing left I have is the 3. So that's my final answer. Okay, for the practice, some are multiplication, some are divide. So do them carefully and then unpause when you are ready to check your answers. Okay, go ahead and check your answers for 1 through 3. Okay, and then pause it again. Unpause when you're ready for the next ones. Okay, go ahead and check your answers for 4 and 5. Okay, last two. Number 6 was already factored, so I just had to be careful about top and bottom. So this was divided, so I flipped this one. Anything top and bottom cancels, so this x plus 5 went with this x plus 5, this with this with this. So I was left with this. And then 7, same. Factor, flip, same. Anything top and bottom can cancel. When I got to this spot, I noticed that 15 divided by 3 was 5, so I did take it one step further.